What's going on to you Scorpios out there? Hope y'all are having a great day. Listen, smash that like button. You know why? Smashing that like button will help y'all get more in tune to the energy of this reading. So smash that like button. And if you want to get even more in tune to it, more connected to what's going on, then leave a comment in the comment section below. Thank you. Hope you all are having a great day. There's a link in the comment section below called a Linktree link. Click on it. It will redirect you to a website which has all the ways to be able to financially support the channel. Everything from tarot card readings, birth chart readings. I teach you how to do the tarot yourself, how to read it. And I just want to go ahead and say thank you to everybody that reached out. Can't tell y'all enough how much it is that I appreciate it. If there was no you, there would be no me. So for you Scorpios, you have the Page of Swords, the Lovers, and you Scorpios have the Page of Cups. Yes, so for you, the Page of Swords really is about, Page of Swords really is about you Scorpios being done with the self-sabotaging. Scorpio is a zodiac sign that very much so is the zodiac sign of self-sabotage. Ultimately, you Scorpios are very powerful, but power left unchecked is dangerous, including to the person who's using it. So a lot of you Scorpios are learning from trial and error, from learning from your mistakes, right? You're gaining the wisdom to be able to actually learn from your mistakes. And a lot of you Scorpios are starting to also understand that you're in a very good position as well in life, just in a general sense. And that there's no reason for you Scorpios to squander this good position that you have by continuing to make the same mistakes that, some of you Scorpios have made in a distant past, probably as children. So a lot of you Scorpios are realizing, hey, why continue to make these same mistakes? Why do it? And you Scorpios are 100% correct in thinking that. Because a lot of you are now using more of your wisdom to benefit you in a way that will bring you years upon years upon years upon years of joy, of relaxation. Because when you don't have the wisdom when you're younger, you're going to make a lot of boneheaded decisions. And especially when you get older and older, when you're younger, people give you a pass because you still have time. But when you get older, you have less time, right? And people tolerate you less. So a lot of you Scorpios are learning your lessons. You are wisening up. And one of the things that you have to learn to do is the Lovers. Take care of yourself. Look at yourself in the mirror. Reflect. Are you making good decisions? Are you making, and what constitutes as good is wise. Are you making wise decisions? What are you thinking? What are you doing? What are you accomplishing? What are your habits? Because if you Scorpios can look at yourself from that type of perspective, then you Scorpios very much so on the right track towards a lot more success than even what you Scorpios have gotten now. Not just financially. I mean, yeah, the finances, y'all already know the finances are most definitely going to come along with that. But also from a perspective of, in a way where your spiritual health is on point, right? You're connected with your spirituality. Your physical health is on point. Sometimes Scorpios can lack. Sometimes Scorpios can be so intense, y'all will let your physical bodies wither away, And unless you Scorpios start nurturing it, y'all are the opposite zodiac sign of Taurus. So when y'all start nurturing y'all bodies, y'all could be some of the most brolic people that I've ever seen. You know what I mean? When y'all start really working out and nurturing your body the correct way, y'all could be brolic. Y'all could be huge, like That's just the body type of Taurus. Y'all are built like that because y'all are the opposite zodiac sign of Taurus. Case in point, Benson Henderson. Benson Henderson was a UFC fighter. He's even though he's not in MMA anymore, technically he was in MMA with UFC. You know what I mean? All of that other type of stuff, right? As a mixed martial artist, he ended up turning out. As you can tell, I'm a big fan of Benson Henderson, but not fanatical. But I definitely see him. I rock with Benson Henderson. He's Korean and melanated, right? Which is the same thing, really. But when you really start busting down the science on it, it really is the same thing, just different hair texture. But the point is, he's a Scorpio, and he was the lightweight champion of the UFC. His body type, muscular, brolic. You know what I mean? He's built, cut. So the thing is that with him, a lot of you Scorpios realize that you really do have to start taking care of yourselves a lot better, and you already are. You already are. You haven't been taking care of yourself to the degree that you should. And a lot of you Scorpios see that in you, and you realize that it's time for you to start doing that. The Page of Cups now is about you've been delusional with you'll get into a relationship first, and then you'll start to take care of yourself, Now you have a reason to. I see that a lot of you Scorpios really have found a reason as a single individual. You don't need to be in a relationship with somebody to take care of yourself. And a lot of you Scorpios see that, and you practice in that. The Justice now is about how a lot of you are very much so caught up with you've given so much to the world. Now it's time for you to be a little bit more selfish in the correct way and actually take care of yourself instead of always trying to take care of everybody else. And ultimately, that's one of the top priorities that Scorpios are supposed to be doing, like bullet points or PowerPoints. That's one of the top priorities that Scorpios are supposed to do. You're supposed to take care of yourself. You're supposed to look out for yourself. A lot of times, that's one of the things that you Scorpios lack. This is another reason why Scorpio and the zodiac sign Cancer Crabs are higher and lower octave. First and foremost, both of them are crustaceans, right? The sea scorpion, which existed at one point, some section of species, I'm sure, still exists because crustaceans are highly intelligent when it comes to survivability. So I'm sure some level of the sea scorpion still exists. That's the type of, all forms of scorpions is what Scorpio represents, including the sea scorpion. Yes, the one on land, but including the sea scorpion as well. And I would even say that all scorpions can swim. That's not backed by anything. We don't know, but I'm saying. But the point is, the similarities. You and Cancer Crabs are crustaceans. Y'all have 8 legs. Well, technically, a crab has 6, but y'all, you know what I mean? Y'all are crustaceans. Y'all are thinking about survival. That's another thing too, right? Scorpio rules the transition. Cancer Crabs, you know what I mean, rules health, but it could also rule the state of health if you're not taking care of yourself, if you know what I mean. But it also deals with survival. Now, the point that I'm trying to make here with that is, it's time for you Scorpios to really start paying attention to yourself and what you need and what you got going on. Because far too many times, you haven't been doing that. You have been neglecting your body in exchange for the money, right? Pay attention to how most Scorpios be moving, especially in particular, because I don't know every last Scorpio in the world, but just pay attention to how a lot of Scorpios move, especially in the public eye. Gerard Butler, right? The person who plays the bodyguard in Olympus has fallen. You know, Geostorm, 300, right? The This Is Sparta person who kicked the individual, the person who was doing the kicking is Gerard Butler, right? He's a Scorpio, right? Jacked, right? If he keeps up that body type, jacked, right? This is what it is that it looks like when a person is paying attention to themselves, but that, and then at the same time, or particularly a Scorpio, but then take a look at the way that a person looks when they're not, in the form of like a Bill Gates, you know, the gut, you know, needs to do a little bit, you know, more physical exercise. But there's plenty of Scorpios, when they decide to pay attention to their self, their own health, you know, staying off of social media. That's a big one that I'm learning how to do slowly but surely as well. A lot of y'all be suited and booted. Y'all be well off, very healthy. The Nine of Pentacles represents you are a completely different breed now. Completely different breed. And the Devil and the Ace of Pentacles represents, well, the Devil over here really is about how you felt like you were trapped while you were trying to get to know people, because it was always just relationship, right? That was the focus. But then a lot of you Scorpios started to realize that you're going to have to shift said focus. It always can't be on relationships. Sometimes you have to really deal with yourself. And a lot of times, that's a great point, because a lot of times people think that a relationship only has to deal between themselves and another person. And they're still not built for a relationship that is like that, a romantic one, because they don't understand self-love, right? If I come outside my house, no skin, because I have a skincare routine. Sometimes people would be like, why you look shiny on camera like this? Because I have a skincare routine, right? I go ahead, I wake up, right, do my amenities, brush my teeth, take a shower. Then when I get out of the shower, right, before I go outside, or you know, take some sunlight in or whatnot, you know what I'm saying? I go ahead and take a little bit of sunlight in, then I go ahead and I put on my sunscreen every day, right? And then later on that night, I take another shower. You feel what I'm saying? I take another shower. And then later on that night, I put on my deodorant. No, not my deodorant, my antiperspirant. And then I go ahead and I put on my lotion, right? So taking care of myself. Also work out. You know, I do some physical exercise. And I have the days that I do physical exercise, right? I derma roll my hair. So my hair is starting to grow back in. You know what I mean? Slowly but surely, you can see it's starting to darken up. A lot of it, remember, it used to be just clear. So, I mean, it's slowly but surely starting to come back little bit by little bit. But the point is that all of that type of stuff is self-love. And when you don't show yourself self-love, when you don't actually, not just physically, right, on the outside, but also be able to just take a break from society. That's the problem. So many people want to get jacked, connected in that regard, right? Jacked in, connected, booted up like a computer. They want to socialize. They want to be connected secularly, right? Worldly, right? That's what secularly means, or secular means, worldly. They want to be up in everybody's business. They want to be a part of the world and what people got going on, right? And the thing is that that's part of what's driving them up a wall, because that trains the brain to accept taking care of somebody else, looking at what other people are doing, but not minding your own business. So a lot of you Scorpios, realize how much of a trap that was, and you stayed away from it, right? You were in it for some time, but now you're starting to stay away from it. You're starting to actually get up on out of it, because the Ace of Pentacles represents, you realize that who you are, you worth way more. You know, Warren Buffett, and he's not necessarily my hero, but Warren Buffett, he did say this thing that was true, though, right? He did say that, you know, when it comes to how much it is that, you know, you should sell yourself for, he started basically breaking down the math, and he said you shouldn't even get up until, you reach $500,000, as far as when it comes to somebody asking you to sell out. And you shouldn't even get up for at least $500,000 if somebody's asking you to sell your soul, to sell out, to be a human commodity. And he was like, and then when you think about the $500,000, he's like, you really want to go ahead and triple it, the $500,000. So he basically says, I'm telling you this to give you an idea of you understanding that your value is invaluable. It's incalculable. There is no price tag that you should be putting on it, because there's always a new chance that you have to create more value, to bring more value out, to dig into yourself, to bring out more value that you never thought that you had. And this is what the Ace of Pentacles represents for you Scorpios, right? And the Queen of Swords, one of those valuable traits that you Scorpios have, that you are coming into the realization that you have, is your warrior spirit, your ability to actually be prepared for whatever kind of strife and conflict that comes to you. In this life, when you are living in a sense of common sense, when you're living in a sense of common sense, when you're living in a your own existence where people are not determining your future for you, when you are self-determining, when you are autonomous, when you are autonomous, right? For those people who know what I'm talking about, right? When you are doing that, people are going to ridicule you. They're going to try to clown you. I get it all the time when I talk about intimacy, and when people clown it. Look, and I've said this and I've proved it countless times. And again, I'm not going to be too wordy on this, but there's nothing that I have to prove. There's no chip on my shoulder. The vulnerabilities that I had before, I'm working on those vulnerabilities and I'm getting better. A lot of that criticism in the past that used to get me upset because I just wanted people to see that I'm not trying to, I'm not up to anything foul. I don't care about that, because at this point, you know what I mean? No criminal record. At this point, I come on, I do my readings. If you ain't getting it by now, you just ain't gonna get it because you don't want to get it. That's a person who has a narrative, who has to create a narrative because they think that it's some sort of benefit. You know what I mean? They're trying to terraform the planet. They want a certain type of benefit. Okay, all right, you can have your benefits, but be ready for the backlash that come along with it. If these people try to create a narrative, to you, then all they're going to do is they're just going to have you Scorpios just stay away from them. And that's their loss, because you would have gotten to know them, and you Scorpios would have been a blessing. You would have been a blessing into their life. But if they want to play that game of, this narrative of you Scorpios this, and play the victimhood, because that's one thing that really is a problem. The victimhood mentality. Everybody is so dedicated and committed, or same thing, but everybody is so dedicated or committed to bottom of the barrel, crab in a bucket mentality of victimhood, where they think that they're going to win $1 million from playing victim, and they look stupid. Again, the situation like with Amber Heard and Johnny Depp, it's like you got to know who you could play victim with too. You can't play victim with everybody, because a person looks crazy when they are playing a victim with somebody who is treating them like gold. They look so stupid. Oh, this person is doing this to me. Stop. The person is treating you well. What are you doing? You eating shrimps and steak with this person. What are you complaining about? You see how crazy Amber Heard looked with the whole Johnny Depp? People was clowning because people was like, you can't run that with Johnny Depp. He's treating you too good. You look crazy. And she looked crazy. And people who are so caught up with the victimhood mentality, they play a victim with everybody. They're so incompetent. They don't understand. They're not even competent in their mind enough to understand this is why it is that you got to stop playing the game. You have to, because you can't run game on that like that on everybody. You gonna look crazy if somebody is treating you like gold, if somebody is giving you the red carpet treatment, if somebody is treating you like a king or a queen, and they still disrespect you, Scorpios. Do you know how crazy they look? Anybody who is trying to make it seem like, oh, now you did something, everybody is showing themselves. Everybody that is up in arms, that has a problem, that doesn't listen to the story, that doesn't come and ask you what it is, those are the people that put themselves in a hot seat where if you wanted to know what they think, they jumping on the bandwagon of the narrative. And those are the people that you should stay away from. Because when I was going through my situation, when somebody had accused me of something, I ain't gonna say everybody, but so many people was looking at me like X, Y, Z. It's done? Yes. All right, my love, go ahead. But so many people was looking at me like I was crazy, to the point where people was, you know what I'm saying? It got back home to even my homies that I was kicking it with, that was older, that ain't even connected with my school or any of that. I'm talking about in my neighborhood. It connected with them, right? Word got back to them. They was even asking me what's going on. And I was trying to, I was telling people, use your common sense. I'm still a virgin. Use your common sense. Seriously, use your common sense. I was like, if they do a test, you're not going to find my DNA. Listen, I guarantee you, you're not going to find my DNA. Why? Still a virgin, right? And a lot, you see what I'm saying? The people who was set on it, I was like, yeah, I'm not hanging out with you, right? You know, but the point that I'm trying to make here with that is, it's like the Johnny Depp situation. Once they accuse you once, and they find themselves to seriously be lacking, they look crazy. It's harder to try to get you caught up with that again, or to get you caught up with anything again, because if the evidence is lacking so much, it's like, yeah. So if they try that again, it's going to be like, come on, you know what I mean? Come on, we already did that. So it's the same thing for you Scorpios. You Scorpios are ready for anything, because you know that you have unofficially joined the Ghost Nation. Paying attention to yourself, what you need to do, and handling your own business. And then the Star card and the Six of Wands is about how, because you're not with the game anymore. You Scorpios are not with it. You're not with the dysfunction that come with that. You Scorpios are interested in the actually trying to be in a relationship, one where the person won't wake up the next morning and say that you put your hands on them, you plotted on them, you wanted to have them, you know what I mean, robbed, or something terrible happened to them. You Scorpios are not with that narrative, because people will build their whole lives. You Scorpios will see people build their whole lives together. Then the next thing you know, the person will tear it down like that out of nowhere, because now it's, I gotta do this. It was worth it, you know? So let's clarify the Six of Wands. Six of Pentacles, Seven of Pentacles, King of Wands, Three of Swords, the Magician, to clarify the Six of Wands. So the Six of Pentacles and the Seven of Pentacles here represents you, Scorpios. You need someone, you want someone that you're going to build with. Someone that doesn't mind getting their hands dirty and actually working with you to build something. Instead of actually trying to see if you're at the finish line, you're already rich, you're already financially stable and successful. Now all of a sudden they want you to take them on like some sort of financial burden. Those are bums. There's no exception to that, because that's a bum mentality. Forget the people. That's a bum mentality. You got to get your hands dirty and work. You know, that's what assets are. You put your you put your bid in, and then you sit and you wait and you continue to do your due diligence, right? And over time it will pay you back then some for the rest of your life. But you put your bid in. So the thing is that the King of Wands and the Three of Swords now is about, yeah, you don't want these scrubs. Anybody that's just going to be lazy, the Three of Swords, they're going to get their heart broken. And the Magician, because you Scorpios, y'all have a trick or two up y'all sleeve. Y'all see what time it is. Y'all are not stupid. Y'all know what's going on here. You can't trust people that want to meet you at the finish line. And you're right. Comment on the video, like the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, share the video. Smash the like button, smash the subscribe button. Hit the notification bell, set that notification bell to all so you can be notified whenever I drop my videos. Peace.